Hey guys, welcome back to another brand new video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Friday morning. It's the end of the week, lads. It's the end of the week. Look, there's not much more to do. There's not much more to go. And if your boss is giving you some stick, send them to me. Or send them to me. I'll sort them out. We're talking about, obviously, the game tomorrow, 3 o'clock kickoff at home to Crystal Palace. Injuries, got some quite interesting updates from both sides on their injuries. And we'll be talking about Crystal Palace in a bit more detail, because obviously, brand new manager now. Hodgson's obviously not there. Oliver Glasner's now there, so we're talking a little bit more about that. As well as we've got some updates on Spurs being interested in one of Crystal Palace's star men. So plenty to talk about, plenty to get into. Just want to say, if you're new, subscribe. You're very much welcome to join us for the journey. And let's talk Crystal Palace at home. This is a game where they aren't too fit, if I'm honest. And what I mean by that is they're missing key men. Now, they are getting one back in Eberechi Eze, but he's not going to be that fit. He's not going to be match sharp as well. You know, he's missed some games recently, and obviously Elise still being out. You're missing, you know, if you think of Crystal Palace, you think of those two guys, don't you? They're missing one of them. I've seen a lot of Spurs fans going, "Oh, what a surprise! He's back for the Spurs game." And it's like, do you expect everyone to be injured when we play them? I don't really get that attitude. You know, it's a bit of a weird one, to be honest. But, you know, I'm not going to really go back and look at sort of the last 5 or 6 games in terms of form for Crystal Palace, because they've got a new manager. And when you get a new manager, we all know it. There's a new manager bounce. So winning last weekend 3-0 at home to Burnley, hell of a start under Oliver Glasner. You know, clean sheet, scoring goals, looking dangerous. All these things that, to be honest, you didn't really expect or know Crystal Palace for. So he's come in and done really well. Obviously, second Austrian that's ever been in the Premier League behind Ralph Hasenhüttl. Look at that ball knowledge. You're sitting there going, Andy, you are just something. And I go, sadly, I am just something. But, you know, they've started off well. You know, they're missing still injuries. And when you look at the team that last played out, you had Johnson in goal. You had Ward, Anderson and Richards at the back. Richards obviously scoring. You had Munoz and Mitchell as the wing-backs. Your midfield two of Adam Wharton, guy that we've spoken on this channel a little bit, and Jefferson Lerma. And then your attacking three is Mateta, Edouard and Ayew. Obviously, they're playing a bit more of a new system as well. And, you know, those things, you're going to have to iron out some kinks. But Oliver Glasner is a good manager. You know, this is a guy who has won things at Frankfurt. So definitely not someone to take lightly, nor is Crystal Palace ever someone to take lightly. Ask Man City, take them lightly, see what happens. You know, take us lightly and see what happens, I guess. But, you know, on their day, Palace can really give issues to everyone, you know. So we got to be up for it, to be honest. You know, I'm not going to even look at their league table position. Had we played them in like a month's time, I probably would have looked, because they would have played 4 or 5, 6 times by now. But this is the second game under Oliver Glasner. You're away at Spurs. It's not an easy game. Probably no one's expecting you to do too much. Maybe a draw. You know, no one's expecting you to go there and win. And that's where, you know, when you've got nothing to lose, that's when you're at the most dangerous point, isn't it? So for Spurs, we've got to be on it. We've got to be up for it. And we've really got to go and hit at least 4th gear tomorrow. At least for a big chunk of the game, where we press them to all corners of the pitch. We take our chances and we create and take them early. Knowing what that stadium has been like recently, if you take 1 or 2 chances fairly early, that stadium will be absolutely on Crystal Palace. They won't be able to breathe, all those things. But if you let it go to half-time at 0-0, worse 1-0 down, that stadium can start to turn against you. And I've heard it in the stands. I've heard that it's weird. You know, Spurs think we should have won the league this year. Spurs should have won the Champions League this year, even though we're not in Europe. They can turn on you. It's something that's it's sadly what the minority of our fan base is like. They do turn on the players if they misplace a pass, and that's why you see players too scared to make a pass. Sometimes let them breathe. Let them do their thing. They'll come good. So the other one I want to talk about is Mark Guay, obviously someone I've spoken on the channel a lot as well. From Romano, he's actually undergone minor surgery and it went well. He's expected to be sidelined for 6 to 8 weeks. So he's going to be missing a couple of months of football. Obviously, we are now March the 1st, so pinch punch, 1st of the month, all that jazz. Flicking a kick's being too quick, Andy, I know. You know, they're missing one of their key centre-halves. Obviously, I know Joachim Anderson is the other one, but they're missing the other key man. So yeah, Eberechi Eze is back in training for the last 6 days, in line to play this weekend. Anderson experienced cramp last weekend, but he's expected to be fine. And there's final fitness check on Will Hughes. So that's kind of what their situation is. Moving over to Spurs, Paul O'Keefe said that Pedro Porro struggling for the weekend and might not make it. Will be a close call on Pedro. Udogie is further along in comparison and training. Richarlison, no news yet. So quickly on Udogie, thank God. Just thank God, to be honest. Looking at that back four, if Udogie's playing and you got the two centre halves, but the right back's a bit iffy, I can kind of get on board with it, because that allows Romero to be a lot more attacking over to the right wing to help out, Mickey to sweep, knowing Udogie's going to cover up anything else. Thank God. Destiny, thank God. And on Pedro, yeah, maybe a bench play, but I don't see him starting. I think it'll probably be Emerson, but it is what it is. You know, this guy's played a lot of football already this year, Pedro Porro, and this will prove to you my point of we need depth behind our fullbacks, which we don't have. Emerson's all, you know, he's a good lad in the changing room, and every now and then he drops an absolute belter of a game, and this weekend may be the belter of a game that he does drop. But I don't want to rely on one good game every 10 or 5. You know, I want 4 of those 5 or 9 of those 10 to be good performances. For Richarlison, apparently he's not really trained since the Wolves game. So, you know, if he's fit enough to go on the bench, put him on the bench. You know, don't force him to be playing 90 minutes of football, but, you know, get him on the bench. Looking at the rest of the team, it's as healthy as it possibly can be. I think the team will probably be Vic in goal. I think you have Destiny at left back, Mickey, Romero, Emerson as your fullbacks, as your centre half and fullback. Hell, you want to put in Radu Dragusin? Make it a back 3 maybe? I don't know. Don't shoot me, but I want to see a better Radu soon. I've not seen the guy. I need to see him. Such a shame Romero and Mickey have just been absolutely magnificent recently. Such a shame. What a problem. Midfield 3, I think Basuma, for me, needs to start again. Basuma, Pape and Madders. Hoping that Madders really starts to hit that pre-injury form again soon. And then top 3, I think the top 3, you'll have Sonny going through the centre. He'll probably play Kulusevski, even though I'm not thrilled by that idea. He'll play Kulusevski, and I hope Timo plays on the left, personally. Play the left winger on the left, then the right winger on the left. Yeah, I'd play Timo. I want to see more of Timo, because I still don't know what we truly have there. The guy can run past people. The guy can link up play. Yeah, the shooting's not maybe the greatest, but actually his overall play is very good, and his work rate is decent as well. So I want to see a bit more of Timo. My prediction for the game, I think Spurs win 2-1. I think we win 2-1. I think it'll be a cagey game. I don't think it's going to be a game where we're going to be dominating from the first minute to the last. I think they're going to be up for it, Palace, because obviously new manager, away from home in a good stadium, a London team and all that. I think 2-1, and I would take 2-1. And if any of you go more than 2-1, you go 3-1 or 4-1 or 3-2 or 4-2, I'll take it. You know I will. I always respond. I always say I'll take that. But let's speak about the man that plays for Palace, and Spurs are interested. It came from the Mail Sport, which said that Tottenham looked set to rival Man City for Crystal Palace's 70 million rated star Eberechi Eze, as Ange Postecoglou wants to make a major signing this summer to bolster attacking options. Now, I had a thought and feeling about this. My first thought and feeling was, on the face of things, yes. Right? I know, shocking. Groundbreaking, I know. But then I also sort of jumped sort of past that initial layer, and I thought, well, look, he's homegrown. That's always a nice thing to have, you know. He has shown that he can carry a team at times. And if you put him into a team where the sole focus isn't on him, it's kind of sort of spread around. You know, I need to think about Pedro Porro's runs. I need to think about James Maddison. What's Sonny doing? You know, before you know it, you're like, where's Eze gone? You know, so he's over there. He's just over there. You can't see him. He's just over there. He just said hello. But with Eze, he's an absolute player. Now, the only issue is, if you go for Eze, that will stop you getting Neto. Because Spurs aren't spending 70 million on Eze, 70 million on Eze. They're not spending 140 million on two guys. That's not the game. Now, yes, we could financial fair play wise. Yeah, of course we could. You know, the sales that we make would, you know, probably cover the majority of one of the signings, but it's not going to happen. So the way I'm going to put this question to you is think about it. Think about who you want. If there was both of these guys that were on the table, you've done FIFA career mode before. He says yes. He says yes. You have to pick one because you haven't got the chance budget to buy both. What do you do? I want to know your thoughts and feelings. And yeah, speaking of career mode, I'll probably look to start it next week, all right? Hopefully, all things considered, all right? So yeah, we'll be getting in there, playing some Andy ball. Not just Ange ball, but a little bit Andy ball. I'll stick him as an assistant manager, all right? But anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed. Drop a like if you did. Hit me in the comments section. Your thoughts, feelings about the game tomorrow, the injury news, the Eberechi Eze return to fitness, as well as Spurs being interested in news. I want to know your thoughts about it all. Obviously, subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the bell notification for more. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. And I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.